3 meals, high protein, high fiber, and natural GLP-1 support, and I stay full for hours without dieting. These are the exact meals that are helping me rebuild my body composition 2 years postpartum without going back to extremes.
So, Ren is staying with my sister this weekend, which, as a mom, that is both very exciting and deeply confusing because Luber and I don't have any plans. And it's like, what am I going to do with all of this extra time? And there are a million things that I want to do. But in all honesty, my immediate thought went to grocery shopping and meal prep, which should just tell you everything you need to know about me. I'm just thinking about coaching and how over the years, I've always approached my clients with the thought of, don't just give a man a fish so he can eat for a day, teach him to fish so that he can eat for a lifetime. And the truth is that anybody can follow a plan temporarily, but to actually take the time to learn how to build meals to support your body long term, that will change your life. Okay, so I figured this would be the perfect time to show you the exact meals I'm leaning into, especially considering I've been talking a lot more about natural GLP-1 support and appetite regulation, body recomposition, and just rebuilding my body 2 years postpartum. If you're new here, I'm Sarah. I'm a personal trainer and nutrition coach, and I lost 65 pounds and maintained it for over a decade until pregnancy. And now I'm in a rebuilding phase. Would I like to lose another 20 pounds? Sure, but my main focus right now is body composition. I want to feel stronger. I want to build muscle. I want to support my metabolism and just continue improving my relationship with food. And I know that by working on all of those, weight loss just becomes a byproduct. Now, if you're into realistic body recomposition, high protein, high fiber meals, natural GLP-1 support, and just rebuilding your relationship with food without extremes, then definitely subscribe because that's exactly what this channel is all about. So before I head to the grocery store and get all the things for today's meals, I'm actually going to make a quick stop at the gym and get a workout in because I've got time today. It's so weird, but let's do it. So I just finished my workout. I did very low impact stuff because I've had some recent flare-ups with some elevated ribs. It's been a process. And at this point, I just feel like I need to start from scratch instead of just jumping into what I think I know I can do. Because I just keep ending back up here. So I'm just slowly easing back into it. It just felt really good to stretch and foam roll and just do some really low impact stuff because that's what I can control at this point. I can't control the injuries. I can just control what I do about them. And something else I can control is just making sure I'm fueling my body in a way to reduce inflammation and just, support it just to where I'm just feeling like really good, because honestly, like I'm not feeling so hot right now. So it's a lot. Anyway, I'm going grocery shopping and we're going to get the meal prep done. So I feel like the internet makes nutrition complicated sometimes. If you actually looked into how you can naturally support GLP-1 release in the body, then it's pretty foundational stuff. So it's protein, it's fiber, especially soluble fiber. It is healthy fats. It's just helping stabilize blood sugar. It is movement, it is sleep. And honestly, I already lean pretty heavily into plant forward eating just because I genuinely feel like the best version of myself when I'm eating that way. I stay fuller longer. My energy is like out of this world. I don't have as many cravings, and I definitely don't have like the afternoon crash. And I think a huge part of that is because my meals are so fiber dense. Now, certain dietary strategies will never replicate the high potency of a GLP-1 medication. But what it can do is it can become an effective tool for just maintaining weight in a holistic way and managing your blood sugar overall. So the first meal I'm making, it's a red lentil dal. It has red lentils, it has some coconut milk, it has some yogurt, but this recipe is inspired by someone right here on YouTube, Bianca Sapatka. I hope I'm saying that right. But this recipe is amazing. It's one I've made before. I absolutely love it. But I'm making a few changes because I'm really trying to prioritize just fiber and protein. And while this original recipe is very fiber dense, it doesn't have as much protein as I want. So what I'm doing, I am actually using a light coconut milk. That's going to be our healthy fat in this recipe. And then the lentils are already very fibrous, so I don't have to worry about that. They do have some protein in them, but the original recipe calls for a plant-based yogurt, which typically those are more fat-based. So instead, I'm going to be using this non-fat Greek yogurt, which has 16 grams of protein for 3/4 of a cup. And this is just something I'm going to top on the recipe at the end. So it's not going to be like the star of the show or anything, but it's definitely going to help bulk up that protein at the end of the day. And honestly, this is the type of meal where I feel my best because not only is it filling and comforting, but it is super fiber dense and it has such high volume that it doesn't feel like diet food. And I just love that. I feel like I'm getting the best bang for my buck, so to say, when it comes to nutrition. And I think one thing that's really changed for me over the years is realizing that fullness isn't the enemy. Like the meals helping me feel the most in control around food are usually the meals with the most volume. And when you combine fiber, protein, healthy fats all together, that naturally slows digestion and supports satiety hormones like GLP-1, which basically means that I'm not standing in front of my pantry an hour after eating looking for a snack. And honestly, this is why I keep gravitating back towards plant-forward meals. I just feel better. Okay, so for the next meal, I am making sweet potato nachos. So basically what I'm doing is I'm going to put the sweet potatoes in the oven after I've cut them into chips. And then I'm going to saute my ground beef. This is plant-based ground beef. It's got a good amount of protein in it, has fiber, and I'm gonna saute that with some taco seasoning. I typically make my own taco seasoning. That is not happening today. But after I make those two things, the beef and the potatoes, then what I'm going to do once I formulate the meal is I'm going to add black beans for extra fiber and a little bit of protein. And then I'm going to add some cojita cheese, avocado, jalapenos, some red onion, cilantro, and then of course top it with non-fat Greek yogurt because this is complete protein in terms of like there's no fat in here, and it's just I would say a more nutrient dense substitute compared to like something like sour cream. I feel like back in the day, old diet culture would have convinced me that this meal was unhealthy because you've got sweet potatoes, too many carbs, you have full fat cheese, like what is that? Like, but it's just all of this misinformation. This is just super well balanced, and I can't wait to dig into this meal. It's going to be super good because it's got my fats, it's got my carbs, it's got my proteins. Like it's everything you need to make a really well-balanced meal. And I'm more interested in building meals that help regulate my appetite instead of trying to ignore my hunger.
And I think that's a huge distinction that people miss with the whole GLP-1 conversation. I'm not trying to suppress my body into submission. I'm trying to support it. So we're on to meal number 3. And for this meal, it's probably the most simplistic example of how to naturally support satiety. And what I mean by that is it consists of 3 components. So there's a protein, there's a vegetable, and then there is a carbohydrate. Pretty simple. So for the protein, we have salmon. Salmon is super high in protein, but also it has omega-3 fats. Then we have our vegetable, which is asparagus today. This entire bag has 5 grams of fiber in it. Asparagus is super fibrous. And then for our grain or our carbohydrate, we have a russet potato. Now, potatoes are very high in potassium, but apparently cooling potatoes before reheating them can increase the resistant starch, and that acts more like fiber in the body. And honestly, a meal like this keeps me fuller way longer. And that matters because I'm really trying to focus on body recomposition right now, not a quick weight loss. I mean, I could do that, but I know that's not sustainable. So by keeping it simple, leaning into meals like this, I know it's really going to help me, especially because physically right now, I don't feel all that great. I've been dealing with a lot of rib elevation and just movement in general. Some movement is just really uncomfortable. And that's hard being a personal trainer, not only for training my clients and demonstrating exercises, but for my own fitness journey. As I'm working through that, this season is just really teaching me to work with my body and to stop fighting it. So these are the types of meals that have been helping me the most as of lately. High fiber, high protein, super filling, very satisfying, and honestly, really supportive of my body composition goals without me having to obsess over calories or just food in general. And I think that's one of the biggest things that I've learned over the years. The goal isn't to eat less. It's to learn to build meals and habits that actually support your life long term. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button because it genuinely helps support my channel. And if you want more plant-forward meal ideas, be sure to sign up for my email newsletter where I release new recipes every month. You can find that link in the description below.